Good evening, Blue Jay Tay TV fam. I am Blue Jay Tay. I am back with another review. I apologize for my absence, you guys. I had a lot going on, and I also had about 5 different business endeavors I was doing. But we're going to skip past all that, all the introductions, and we're going to get straight to the point. So, cheers. To me, BGC4 was the year of the Karen. And I'm not trying to say it in that rude, insensitive way. What I'm saying is there were so many things to unpack in this season that made me feel like, okay, it was never that serious. Let's start with episode 7, Bad Break. Now, mind you, this season aired December 1st, 2009, okay? This series is 14 years old, and the only reason why I know that is my oldest child is 14. But, so my thing is this. So they go out to the club, they have a good time. Amber and Annie are discussing bisexuality, gay, lesbian. Because Amber made it a very hard point to say, I've made out with girls, but I do not like them in that way. I don't want nobody to touch me in that way. I don't want you to eat my box. I mean, there were so many things that was going on around that time. So what ended up happening was Flo came out. They ended up getting into an argument. Excuse me. Flo is standing on top. She ends up standing on top of because they were like a hot tub or whatever. So Flo ends up standing on top of the ledge of the hot tub, and she's arguing. She's in Amber's face. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand being in somebody's face and wanting somebody to get out your face. But Amber turned around. Like, we saw this in the uncut when they had the top 10 OMGs. Amber moved away and said, I'm about to take this mother mic off right now. Now, that was her cue to keep it pushing. She didn't. They kept arguing, and she pushed Flo into the pool, which is right below them. Now, what happened was, Flo was screaming, my ankle. Now, I know she was saying her ankle was broken, but she did say she fractured it. She did clear that up in an interview with Justin JC. Follow him on YouTube. Oh my gosh. One of the best contents of, no, I say in interview sake, the best interviews I've seen with Bad Girls. But yeah. So what happened was, she's like, Amber, I understand anger, and she's a Pisces like me. But the disregard she had for the fact that she actually injured that woman was way too far for me. It was like she was not thinking straight, but at the same time, I did hear that Amber was not allowed to take her bipolar medication while she was there. So that could be a whole other set of issues of why that makes sense. But yeah, so after all this, Flo finally gets out first of all, she did invite her to the fight while she was in the pool. I will give her that. But she gets her out. I said she gets her out. She gets out. She comes to Amber. She said, you know who the fuck I am? She grabs her by her ponytail, pulled her, and literally launched her across the cement.
No!
Get the over here, bitch! Hit me then! I swear to hit me! You know who the I am, bitch!
Stop! Hey! Stop! Get off her! Flo! Stop! Stop! Flo! Get off Flo!
It wasn't even like a fight. But to have somebody pick you up by your hair and launch you across the field, like, seriously? So, I thought that was crazy. But the whole thing, what they made it seem like, Flo has to basically beg Amber to come back into the house. I didn't really like that. And I heard it wasn't, of course, with the producers, but I heard it wasn't really like that anyway. But before Natalie and Kendra came and picked up Flo, they were talking to Amber, and Amber was like, you heard her say all this stuff about how I'm going to kill her, I'm going to choke her. And all. Of course, excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold, y'all, so forgive me. But anybody is going to say that if you just fractured my ankle. You fractured my ankle and then told me to square it with you, and then I had to throw you across the cement. Anybody would have felt that way. I just never will understand why nobody understood why Flo was feeling the way she was feeling. And then when And Kendra had brought it up, and she was like, yeah, I heard her threaten you like multiple times. It's like, you know what? Shut up. Like, because that was so unnecessary. She did nothing to deserve all of that hatred that y'all gave her. It was just ridiculous to me. And you know what? And that was a big segue into what I'm about to say. But before I go there, when Flo did come back and she was talking to Amber, and Amber was all like, oh, I can't even look at her. I just, like, girl, you wasn't talking about that fly shit the night before when you was talking mad Uchiwali, talking about bye-bye Albania this, because, you know, Flo's Albanian. You know, Albania this, and like, he was talking mad Uchiwali. But now that you have the opportunity to, quote-unquote, send her home, it's an issue. I just didn't understand that. I didn't really like it. I didn't care for it. And I just felt like Flo got a lot of hatred during that season, which brings me to my next topic. Flo was caught crazy by everybody. Everybody. And, you know, I don't know if these women are aware of that people aren't like them, where they can talk trash and they don't have to put their hands on people. Some people aren't like that. Some people are going to beat your ass, and some people are going to really scream and yell at you. Everybody has a different reaction. And I feel like Flo's reaction to her anger, everybody took it very personal, as if it was like specifically targeted towards them, as if this is not who she was. And I just feel like she was the mom of the group. Of course, everybody's going to be a little bit fake. It's a bad girls club. Of course, you're going to talk trash about each other. This is the same way siblings talk trash about each other all day, every day. But you're expecting her to come into this house full of women and be nice and be gentle and try to love on y'all, especially coming from a hard background that she said she came from. And then y'all shit on her every chance y'all got, and then got mad at her for acting like a lunatic. Yes, she didn't really care for the gold digging thing. I mean, she made jokes about it like we all do about our friends' bullshit that we don't like. But I feel like she got a lot of backlash from saying that she didn't agree with it. That's not her fault. She is entitled to her own opinion, just like we all are. She did not agree with it. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Flo got a really shit end of the stick when it came to that season. Even though I feel like she was really good for that season, I don't want her in any other season. But I feel like she got a really shit end of the stick, because she was really a genuine person. She really did love those girls. And I feel like a lot of them kind of ganged up on her, especially behind Natalie. Natalie did so much worse shit to them bitches. And they forgave Natalie and kind of got, quote unquote, used to her behavior. And that was it. But Flo lashed out a couple people, threw somebody across the concrete. And it's like, oh, she's a lunatic. She's crazy. Especially with Annie. She's like, no, like, girl, you're crazy. But like, really crazy. And like, no, if she was really crazy, she wouldn't even have been allowed to be there. You hoes get a psych evaluation before you come through the door. Trust me when I tell you, they wouldn't let her get that far if they thought she was really that lunatic. Now, don't get me wrong. I know we talked about the whole situation. Allegedly, we have to say that. BGC4, when Kat allegedly stabbed somebody in Jamaica. Now, this is not like she just stabbed people all year round. So it's not like you can just say, excuse me, this is her behavior. However, I will say this. It's not like they expected Kat to do that. So what I'm saying is that if they sensed that Flo was really just literally insane, they wouldn't have let her come. You know what I mean? Because it's too much of a liability to have somebody that's pretty much clinically insane to come to that place. So it just irritated me how much everybody was just kind of like, oh my gosh, Flo is this, Flo is that. Like, Flo is somebody I would love to hang out with. I follow her on Instagram right now. She's a good time. I really enjoyed her character. I enjoyed her on BGC4. I mean, like I said before, when she was gone, it was like, eh. And then we still had Natalie to entertain us. Once Natalie was gone, oh, the whole season went downhill from there. Nobody cares. So, bringing me to my next point, Kate and her racist comments. We see a lot of that in BGC history. It's not addressed the same way it was when Erica Mena said what she said to Spice, and then they kind of like got the backlash and then decided to cut her. Kate saying, I don't want to go to a club all black night. It's like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? Like, and then when she said black guys tend to be very, very aggressive at clubs. I told her this was the season of the Karen. I'm telling you, what the hell are you talking about? And then I'm not saying that people or black men cannot be aggressive at clubs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is she took it to a new level. And then when she was talking to Amber, she's like, I have the biggest ass in the house. Like, I want to get hit on. Like, you know, girl. Like that, when I say that irritated me, and it irritates me every time I think about it, it's just like, oh. I may want to choke her because it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, so, and I think when Flo approached her about it, she kept saying, I'm not racist, I dated black men. First and foremost, can y'all hear that? Yeah. When you start your sentence off with, I'm not racist, I've dated X, Y, and Z. I'm not racist, I have X, Y, and Z friends. And I'm not saying that you probably couldn't be genuine, but most underlying race, I can't even get it out right. Underlying racist people start their sentences off with, I'm not racist because X, Y, and Z. It doesn't make a difference. It's the same way that killers, serial killers, have friends, wives, children. You have a moral compass to your people. You know, or you have a quote unquote moral compass to, oh, I'm going to sleep with this man and be with this man, but I'm still going to be racist. I mean, we don't, as a melanated, aka black woman, we don't have the manpower to be racist, but we can be prejudiced. So what I'm saying is that you could sit there and date him and they'd be like, oh, well, and say something that was very racial to him if y'all get into an argument, is what I'm saying. So with her doing that, it's like, we don't care because we know we've seen it before. And then she went to driving. Sorry, y'all. She went to driving home with, I don't want to go to a sweaty black place. And before she just said
the way I said it came out wrong, and I told her that I'm not racist. I've dated black men. I'm obviously not racist. I just don't feel like going to a sweaty black place where
you just said it again. Oh my God.
I'm not racist.
Hey, what are you? First of all, why are you saying sweaty black? What the does black
because
and sweaty have to do with it? What, do white people don't sweat?
We could continue. Flo was already cutting her off. I was just like, you know what? I couldn't take it anymore because it was just like, you know what? Where do you get off by saying all these comments? I just could not understand where she was coming from and why she felt like it was okay to say that. I don't know. I didn't get it. And don't get me wrong. Before anybody jumps in any of my comments and says that Natalie was colorist and a lot of things she said, hell yes she was. Yes, the hell she was. She does not get a pass. Okay? She doesn't get a lick of a pass for saying what she said about Rihanna, for saying what she said about the half Asian and black girl and everything else. Oh, look, she looks like a gorilla. All that. She does not get a pass. So let me just say that. Okay, let me get that out the way. I'm just saying, with her being addressed in her remark and her response to it, it told me everything I needed to know. And that's what I'm trying to say. Moving on from this woman. Last but not least is Annie and her beliefs in pranking, but not violence. I'm not saying that we promote violence. What I'm saying is you can only do but so much to a person before a person snaps out on you. And I'm not saying Kate had the right to put her hands on her, but I'm saying I understand. Also, you are literally, and I mean, even though Kate could be dramatic, but when she said, I didn't think somebody's putting poison in my food, I mean, she has a point. You know this woman is super health conscious and you put salt and sugar in her protein powder. And then you put a quarter stick of butter in her egg whites. So especially when somebody doesn't have that type of stuff added to their diet, you don't know how it's going to make their body react. So I'm 100% behind Kate with that situation, because you said you don't like to pull pranks, but you like to hit the person where they hurt the most. Okay, that's fine. But some people actually want to hurt you, not just hit you where it hurt. They want to actually hurt you. And Annie drove me crazy with that, especially being on the Bad Girls Club. You're going to come in the Bad Girls Club and be like, oh, I don't want to be hit. And if you do hit me or threaten to hit me, I'm calling the cops. Like, girl. Annie drove me crazy with that situation. And any other situation where she feels like violence isn't the answer and nobody should be hit, that's fine and dandy. But the world has violence in it, and you have to be prepared for anybody to knock your block off. And I don't think Annie was prepared for that. She's lucky that's all she got was a punch. Because had she been in them later seasons, she would have been out a long time ago, because there was a lot of violence later on. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that there was a lot of things that went on that I don't think she would have been able to handle. I feel like she was right for that season because there wasn't a lot of confrontation in certain aspects when it came to the girls. Like, she survived for a reason in this season. I don't think she would have survived. Like, for the sake of the conversation, she's not surviving season 7. First of all, with Judy, absolutely not. 2, with Stassi being as headstrong as she is, Tiara being as headstrong as she is, it wasn't going to happen. And then she had Priscilla and Tasha and Shelly. Now, Angie too, but Angie was a cool cucumber for the most part. But I'm saying, when you have those, even, I'm not saying that Tasha was that strong, but I'm saying Tasha, Priscilla, and Shelly, they're going to dominate over somebody that's kind of weak. And Annie's kind of weak. So I feel like she would have not survived living in that house. Heck, even season 5, that was a violent, tumultuous ass season. She damn sure wouldn't have survived that. Sorry, Annie, but you wouldn't have made it, baby. So, but yeah, all in all, that's how I feel about season 4 in that way. It was I was rewatching it. I rewatched the entire season, as I always do, because it's one of my favorite seasons. And I was like, this is definitely the season of the Karen. Like, it was just a lot of Karen behavior, a lot of, crying wolf after I've done something bad to somebody. And you know what? It kind of really irritated me. But you know what? The good thing about it is I did enjoy myself from beginning to, the Puppet Master. Because I really don't watch the episodes after that. I mean, I will every once in a blue moon. And it's literally every once in a blue moon. But other than that, it's not entertaining. But with that being said, this is kind of a short one, and it's okay, because I just wanted to get back to that, and I want to quit coughing in you guys' ears. So with that being said, stay awesome, stay sweet. I love you guys. Drink up, and have a great night. Cheers.